Hello, this is Ken Barron. I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. It's good to talk to you again. And just a reminder tomorrow, December the 1st, is the first World's AIDS Day remembrance, which took place in 1988, providing a platform to raise awareness about our HIV and AIDS uh, situation and honor the lives affected by this epidemic. We know at the National Association, many of people in our organization suffered through this crisis and still are remembering the people we lost, many people we lost in that plague, basically. Fortunately, that's been somewhat mitigated by the so called cocktails, and life goes on. The administration seems to downplay this as they do for our community for many things, but let's remember those tomorrow, December the 1st. Meanwhile, my topic today is on multiracial issues. What if your skin is light but your curls reveal your blackness? It only takes one drop. Being half black and half white means one cannot easily check off one's box or another. The number of people identifying as multiracial in the United States has surged in recent years. And what if too black to be white and too white to be black? And often the term mulatto is used, it is an offensive and archaic term to describe a person with white and black parents. Derived from the Spanish word for mule or mulo, it is used during slavery to liken biracial people to the hybrid animal and to justify their legal and social oppression. If this is used to describe sexualization and dehumanization, it is somewhat of a tragedy. For somebody to use it today, it really is an especially derogatory use because it's really going back to the era of slavery in the United States. Racism has pervaded the United States since its and before its founding, and this kind of dehumanization language is not unusual. In the current political moment, we are really seeing a turning back of the clock, a return to sort of the past, older ideas about race, and especially about racial superiority and inferiority. Also, there's a long history of racial fetishization, tracing back to when European colonizers viewed black people as possessions and black women as hypersexualized in order to justify the violence that the colonizers inflicted on them. Enslaved women were sexually abused all the time. Mulatto used to be a racial category on the census, along with octoroon, meaning one-eighth African blood, and quadroon, meaning one-fourth African blood. The 1870 census defined mulatto as including all persons having a perceptible trace of African blood, and that's according to Pew Research Center. Scientists included these categories on the census because they were trying to prove that biracial people were not fertile and a doomed class of people, which was a pseudo-scientific justification to prevent interracial mixing. Our society's ideas about race are constantly fluctuating. Racial categories have changed on nearly every census since the first one in 1790. The 2030 census will also include a new, quote, Hispanic or Latino, end quote, and, quote, Middle Eastern or North African boxes to check. Race is a political and social classification system which humans invented to divide people into different categories of worth. The deepest divide in this country is not perhaps one between Democrats and Republicans or conservatives and liberals. It is one from which racism takes root, how we choose to treat each other. Do we respond to our differences with hate and a desire to control, or with empathy and love? This is what defines our society. Racism isn't always about hate. It can also stem from patterns we inherited or habits we've never questioned. That kind of thinking just doesn't fade with time. Racism is taught and exists in all of us. It is embedded in the systems that are structures of our lives. The only way to overcome this is to have a burning passion to disintegrate it within ourselves and in our community. Thank you for listening. Ken Barron at the National Association of Black and White Men Together. You can visit our website, nabwmt.org. Our email is nabwmt@nabwmt.org. We're on Facebook and other platforms. And again, a final reminder, please think about those lost folks we have had very deep grief in for the HIV/AIDS crisis, and December 1st, tomorrow, especially celebrated. Thank you for listening.